According to Wind Power Monthly, wind energy is set to overtake hydroelectric power by the year 2020. And just as wind farm development has swept the country in the past decade, people are always looking for that next big thing. And it may just be as simple as looking up. Large-scale solar development is relatively new, but is already growing steadily. In February, Market Journal spoke with Nebraska Extension's John Hay about small-scale solar farms and updates in this burgeoning industry.
Really, if we look across the United States, agriculture producers that have higher electricity rates, in particular we might look at states farther east, they're really able to put in a system and maybe have a payback of under 10 years, which is looking pretty good. And so the economics look good. The actual installation is pretty easy to do now. There's a lot of installers out there. As we come a little further back towards Nebraska, those economics are good. They're not great. And so good, I would say maybe 8 to 12-year payback on a farm or small business system. That's not too bad, but for some people that might not be quite a quick enough payback. So that's where we're at today. The major, 5 years ago, that would have been 20 years. So we are improving. We may see a little bit of improvement in the future, but really we're down to those levels. Part of the reason we're a little longer payback than some of the states east of us is that our electricity rates are low, which is a good thing. But if we're trying to then replace that with our own electricity, that's where that low cost is going to hurt the payback a little bit.
What kind of planning goes into this?
The big thing that you want to do to get ready for this is understand your load, understand where you're using electricity, because if any reduction you can have is going to help with that system cost, because I don't have to put a biggest system in. Also, when you do contact the installer, you want to contact maybe more than one if you can. Try to get your quotes. Try to make sure those quotes line up with respect to apples comparisons, because they can be very different. They're going to give you a payback number, but that payback number is really based on their assumptions. And if their assumptions are very aggressive, we can show a 5-year payback, 4-year payback, 3-year payback, great. But their assumptions are probably a little too aggressive. We need to get realistic, and that's where the numbers that I said, that 9 to 12 years, is really more in the ballpark of what's real.
What time frame are you looking at for how long it would take to fully implement something like this?
Well, we're seeing a lot of small systems go in on residences, and then quite a few on small businesses. There's really a lot as we go into some of the states farther east. Nebraska, it's happening a little slower, like I said, but there is some limitations that we can see on the future, but we're quite a ways from getting to those. Those would be, we have a net metering law in the state of Nebraska. Currently, that net metering law says that when a utility hits 1% of their peak, they don't have to net meter anymore. And there's a few utilities that are part of the way there, maybe a quarter to half, but most utilities aren't even close. So there's a lot of systems can go in before we even get close to those numbers.
How does the tax credit issue impact this?
That's really important. I mean, with the numbers that I was quoting with respect to payback are including the tax credit. There's a 30% federal tax credit, and that federal tax credit is in place till 2019, the end of 2019. If you put a system in after 2019, so into 2020, there is a reduced tax credit, and it then stair-step reduces down for a few years till it goes away. So really, if you're interested in a system, you want to be looking at it at least before probably the middle of 2019, to maybe try to get it in place before the end of 2019.
Earlier this year, California gave final approval to require solar panels on all new houses. That's set to take effect in 2020.